It's time to get Monday night fried. Let's do it. Boom, man, I'm listening to that music as we come into Southern Fried Sports. Man, that gets you in the mood, right? Get you a little bit bumping, a little bit grinding. We already got somebody over here in the YouTube stream. Facebook, listen, that's what I need you to do. I tell you all the time. Come over to YouTube because I got a question. All right, so what's better, boom or bang? Because I'll explain that question. If you know anything about me, you know that I say bang, bang. But there was a boom scenario that happened in the Clemson Tigers game and in the Gamecocks game this week, y'all. So I got a question. What is better, boom or bang? I mean, and then think about dynamite, fireworks, razzle dazzle, all of that stuff. And then, of course, we're going to talk about sports here on Southern Fried Sports. So, Brian, thank you for getting your comment in to me, sir. Happy Monday night to you. We'll lead it off right there. What a Texas-sized Monday night we have going on right now. Ladies and gentlemen, the Texans and the Cowboys. Did y'all catch this before the game? Sheet metal was falling from the roof of AT&T Stadium. I thought Jerry Jones didn't want to block the sun. So why is there sheet metal up there on the roof, bro? Why you got a retractable stadium if you didn't want to block out the sun? And then, hey, do y'all remember that whole buffering issue that we had with Netflix the other day? It's because Jerry World actually closed their curtains, but they didn't know that they were special CIA curtains that would block out Wi-Fi signal. So here we are. We're trying to watch Serrano and Taylor because at the end of the night, yeah, we all regretted watching Paul v. Tyson. Lame fight. Mike Tyson, man, though, kudos. You look like you had bird legs worse than I do. Okay? So Facebook, y'all getting a little more of a taste than you normally do. So Brooks Shepard, anybody on Facebook, listen, I need you to go to YouTube. We've hit 800 subscribers on Twitter. We are at 108 on YouTube. So listen, we're going to continue to build this thing up. I could not do it without you, the fans. So send me your comments. Send me your suggestions. Brooks, hey, as a matter of fact, hey, we'll talk about fishing for a minute. My man Brooks Shepard over here, dude, he had some picture. He was trout fishing the other day, y'all. Had some nice pictures, nice trout. Of course, I was down there in Charleston for a while. I did not get to do any deep sea fishing. It is one of my regrets. But I do know lake fishing, all right? So we fish for the crappie or the crappie. I don't know, what do you call it? You call it crappie or you call it crappie? The fish, I mean. Not the bullcrap that Dallas Cowboys are putting on the field right now, nor the Jacksonville Jaguars. Man, I'm telling you what, there's a lot of teams in the NFL that are putting down a lot of crappie or crappie on the field. So let me tie all this in together. So ladies and gentlemen, on Facebook, if you can, Josh, Brooks, y'all come join me on YouTube. We're going to talk. I need to know what's better, boom or bang, glitter or sparkles. I mean, I need to know. I have a very important question coming up on that. Josh Eskew, bro. Me and you, hey, I need you back on so we can talk Gamecock, Josh Eskew. And if you're available right now, I will send you a link, bro, if you want to jump on here in the next few minutes to talk Gamecock football. So, Facebook, listen, I know I got a few of you listening. Go over to YouTube. Let me get focused on my topics. Boom or bang. We're going to talk about it. Y'all come over to YouTube. We'll see you there in just a moment. We've got Brian over here and Josh. Okay, Josh, I'll send you a link, bro. We'll get you in here in just a minute. All right, Facebook. Y'all come to YouTube. I'm going to send SQ a comment or a link. We're going to get him in here to talk about some Gamecock football. Let's do it. YouTube got a special treat coming up. We're going to get a guest in here. But that is the most important question, though, that I wanted to lead this thing off with. I have always said, bang, bang, chicken gang. That's like my catchphrase. But the other night, the Gamecocks, they landed a sack. All of the defensive players at one time acted like they were hitting a sledgehammer into the ground. And the whole stadium said, boom! And it was literally one of the greatest things that I've ever seen in my life. Because I think it came from when Dylan Stewart got that personal foul, aiming the gun after he sacked the quarterback. And so I do believe that is where this new team celebration came in. But I've always been a fan of bang over boom. So y'all tell me, what's more important, boom or bang? You know, you got your sparklers and you got your glitterers. Got your fireworks, all that kind of jazz, all right? But I'll tell you what, man, Clemson Tigers and the Gamecocks, they absolutely both had electrifying finishes to their games. Missouri and South Carolina accounted for 31 points. Clemson gave up a 10-point lead, 13 points unanswered. I'm telling you what, it was electrifying to watch the ending of both of those games. And here's my question, though, too. Was it poor tackling or was it great offensive execution? Because I could make the argument that it was poor tackling. And I could make that point several times running on Pittsburgh and Missouri, really. Even though Pittsburgh and Clemson combined for 12 sacks, 15 tackles for loss, as I saw. Let me get this link over here to my man Josh SQ. But the ending of those games, y'all, were absolutely electrifying. And if you're a Gamecock fan, man, you got that pit in your stomach. You're like, man, here we go again. Because honestly, I thought we were dead. I thought we were going to play for the field goal there at the end. And then to have a shovel pass for 15 yards. Wow. They registered an earthquake in Columbia, South Carolina when that happened. And Pittsburgh, hey, they were allowed ACC stadium. Possibly one of the loudest ACC stadiums I've heard all year. But it was a tremendous weekend of football. And then, how about this? So the Gamecocks, probably going to be 8-3. The Clemson Tigers, probably going to be 9-2. And 1-9 FSU. And 5-6 Florida get the prime time slot. And they put us at noon. That's fine. Hey, it's just like Thanksgiving, baby. We'll eat when you tell us it's time to eat. So if you want to eat at 12 noon, You want to eat at 2:30? Heck, you could tell me it's 3:07. I don't care. I'll eat if it's time to eat. So Gamecocks, Tigers, y'all bring it come Saturday, November the 30th. Go ahead, handle Wofford, handle the Citadel, and let's see where things shake in a couple of weeks. Yo, y'all thought all this football was exciting already? Wait till you see the Saturday after Thanksgiving in the Palmetto State. About time to get Southern fried. And we've got my man SQ coming up right here. Here, I'll bring him right into what I just said. Josh said,
what's going on, brother?
hey, man, thank you for being here. I was just talking about the matchup, the noon kickoff.
Ugh.
South Carolina's going to be 8-3. Clemson's going to be 9-2. They gave us a noon kickoff with Florida State 1-9, Florida 5-6, getting the prime time. Bro,
Yeah.
Go ahead. Hey, I tell you what, Gamecock, just what do you think? Bring us all in. You tell us how you want to tell it.
I think with the Texas A&M getting the late kick, and then what's the other big the Iron Bowl? Alabama Auburn getting the 3:30 spot. We, even though we're ranked, we got penciled for the noon spot. It's really, honestly though, I think it favors the away team. Even anytime you have a big game that you're building up for, the away team staying in a hotel, they don't have to sit around all day. They can kind of get up, go through the routine, get there and play football. And I say it favors the away team. I guess it doesn't favor the away team. It just doesn't hurt the away team as much as sitting around all day in an opponent's locker room. So,
right. Yeah, absolutely.
For me,
that's valid.
But I think it plays in our favor a little bit.
Well, I mean, and granted, of course, the last time I think we won there was a noon game at their house. Yeah. So, yeah. And how about the narrative, though, that Clemson prefers these noon games? Because I've seen that a lot. I've heard that a lot.
I think they're creatures of habit. Clemson, I think, gets a lot of noon kicks. I'm not exactly sure why, but it seems like Clemson plays more early in the day than they do night games. They'll have a couple of them, but I don't know why, and I don't have any data. I'm just thinking back to like growing up in Greenville and being around Clemson football and stuff like that. It seems like they do have more than the average day games. So maybe it's just something they're comfortable with. Again, it's all about that routine, right? They're, athletes are creatures of habit. Even South Carolina stays at a hotel. Even when we play at home, we stay in a hotel the night before. We get up, we facility. We do the same thing. Creatures of habit. Stay in your routine. So I don't think it hurts Clemson to have an early game. But like I said, I think it helps Carolina to have a noon game on the road at Clemson more than I think. All in all, it favors us a little bit.
Right. Oh yeah. Well, trust me. Yeah. I mean, I'd much rather catch the noon crowd that hasn't had a chance to get raucous yet and all that stuff. Which, I mean, Clemson, they do have a great home field advantage. But I've even heard the radio host up here that is now in Detroit. He said, man, they were really kind. They were really welcoming. It's not like walking into Williams-Brice Stadium or any other SEC stadium for that matter. And then here we go. Here, so SQ, let's talk about this one. We're going to end up with 4 SEC teams that are 6-2, most likely. Gamecocks already sitting there at 5-3. Depending on how things play out with Texas and Texas A&M, what do you think happens here with the College Football Playoff Committee? How many teams does the SEC get in? How many teams does the Big Ten get in?
2.
The Big Ten, 2?
I think they have to. Well, okay, so
I think 3 for the Big Ten.
okay, I could give you 3.
Oregon, Ohio State, Penn State, and then shoot, maybe even 4 with Indiana.
Indiana's not getting in. When Indiana loses to Ohio State, unfortunately, I think they're out. Just like who is it over in the big that's undefeated?
Oh well, nobody anymore. BYU just lost.
Right. So BYU's they're gonna have to win that conference championship to get. But that's the thing. In the big, like they're gonna take the conference champion, and then the playoff committee is gonna have to sit around and have a powwow. Like, are you gonna take the second place Big 12 team over Tennessee when you know they're not as good as Tennessee or Texas A&M or insert 2-loss SEC team of your choosing?
Right. Ole Miss. Yeah, exactly. So many of them.
And if you look around and you ask somebody, like right now, South Carolina is a problem for anybody they face. Are we going to get in the playoffs? No. A 3-loss team's not going to get in, unfortunately. But
no,
I think there's 12 teams in the nation right now that could play South Carolina and win on a neutral field. I just don't.
Oh yeah, I absolutely agree, man. And it sucks so much worse though that we couldn't have snared that win at Bama or gotten that LSU.
Big
Good
6.
gracious.
Yeah.
All the referee stuff and all that stuff. And so speaking of the referee stuff though.
Yep.
Pittsburgh, I didn't talk about Pittsburgh Clemson yet.
I didn't get to see the game. I heard it was interesting. I was actually at the game yesterday, tailgating the TV about I don't know, somewhere late in the third, early fourth. So
y'all had the Gamecock walk and all that, right? I think I saw a few of the pictures.
Yep, it was a full day for the family. We took my son, my 14-year-old son, and 3 of his teenage friends from the neighborhood. My 6-year-old, me and the wife, and we all went. Had a big, had a grand time, had a good time, and then of course.
Oh yeah, well, anytime the game ends like that, it's a fun time. And so, okay, so Sammy Brown, though, linebacker, Clemson, he got thrown out of the game for a targeting call, which legit? The guy today even said it was legit.
Okay.
Crown of the helmet. And then there was a phantom roughing the quarterback call on Cade. And then there was a Pittsburgh where they literally hit my dude in the face. And they called it after looking at the Jumbotron in Pittsburgh's favor. The flag came down like 3 minutes late.
After the
play. Yeah, they had already like huddled up. There was a timeout. Somebody literally called it on the Jumbotron, dropped the flag. It was literally like 3 minutes late. A lot of people have said 4 and 5 minutes late.
LS16 got that treatment when we played LSU and he got clubbed in the head.
Right. It's ridiculous. And then that's what other people said was, oh yeah, and they didn't have to throw anything on the field. That was the first thing people said. They didn't have to throw anything on the field and it got called back. And then Cade Klubnik, 58 yards to the house. So we literally played exactly the same game almost, it seemed.
Wow.
Regarding Clemson and the Gamecocks yesterday.
That's going to make for a fun Thanksgiving weekend game. I love it when South Carolina and Clemson are ranked. Hasn't been this way since, 2012?
It's been a while.
But there's nothing better in the Palmetto State than when these two teams are ranked and everybody's at home for their break and visiting family and getting to talk junk. I love it. I can't wait.
Oh, yeah. It'll be a fantastic weekend. So, and then SQ, hey, if you want to jump off, I was doing Gamecock stuff. We're going to switch it up, though, a little bit. Have you ever kind of switch it up a little bit. Have you ever went viral, though, for anything? Because Cole Bryson of the Fan Upstate, guest I've had on my show before, he asked Shane Beamer the best question the other day in his press conference. He said, Shane, you just won your 3rd AP ranked top 25 game. It's the first time in history that that's happened. And Shane was like, hold up, say what?
Say that again. I remember that question.
Yeah. He's like, the third win in a row against AP top 25 questions. And so that was Cole. And he went viral. He's still getting millions of notifications about this.
Awesome.
It's ridiculous. But
What
have
the
you ever
hell
went
was that?
viral for anything?
I don't believe so. And thank God social media wasn't around when we were in college, because it would have been for all the wrong reasons, I'm sure.
You're probably very correct there. But yeah, he said nobody gave him the stat. He looked it up on his own. I actually called the fan upstate today. They do overreaction Monday. And so I said, my overreaction is a little old bitty Cole who can't even reach back and hit the dump button if he needs to with his short arms, managed to have extremely long arms on the internet. It
Hey,
was funny. Hey man, we had a good time though with it.
so did you get into all the beautiful stuff that happened 2 days ago on your previous episode?
Are you referring to the fight night, the
No,
buffering?
I'm
What
7
else?
earthquake that Rice Saturday evening.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I did mention that. Yeah, right before you were able to get in. Yeah, I mentioned the earthquake. How? And I said this. How about this? And we'll end our college football talk on this one. I'll ask you this question. Was it bad tackling on Pittsburgh's part on Kate Klubnik's run? And was it bad tackling on Rocket's run? Because, dude, I'm
Did
not
Cade,
saying I could get out there and tackle him, but there were a lot of missed tackles.
did Cade scamper for 50 yards, or was it a pass?
No, Cade scampered for 50 yards.
Dang, kudos to him. Hell of a play.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Again,
Yeah,
I had
Cade.
replay, so yeah, I was when you said that, I just assumed that it was pass to a wide receiver and off to the races we went. But
No, yeah, Cade. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I might not have described it well. That might be my bad. I'm not a broadcaster.
he he took it 50 yards to the house, but I just assumed in my head he's a passer.
Right. Oh, yeah. And so was it poor tackling, though, or was it great just running by Cade and by Rocket on that particular play?
Can't comment on Cade because I didn't see it. I'll have to go check it out, though, because that sounds like one heck of a way to end a football game. But when it comes to Rocket, he broke his first contact was about 4 yards. So we were at the 15-yard line. He gets past just behind the line of scrimmage. His first contact was probably around the 11, right there at the 10-yard line. And they tried to arm tackle him. That was a bad. After that, there were 2 or 3 guys that were coming in and closing in on him. And he makes a move. And I've seen this clip over and over now. I watched it grinning from ear to ear. But when he gets about to the 5-yard line, he could kind of pivot left and try to make it through a little window. And instead, he left foot and he turns and runs right into both of the people that are trying to, and actually uses his momentum, hits them instead of getting hit, and uses that and bounces off and goes into the end zone. So the first one was a poor attempt because you tried to arm tackle 6'3", 240-pound guy that's a dude. So that was poor. The next 3 guys, Rocket was not going to be denied. When he got that close, you weren't stopping him. It wasn't happening. And then I think we even had I'm spacing. It was an offensive lineman that was blocking the play well, and he got into the second level, and he even went up and helped move the package. Like at inside the 5-yard line, he wasn't being denied. That was just hard nose.
Oh yeah. Well, and they hit him with a double team too right out the gate, and then I think it was Tree. It might have been Tree Babalade because I know he had the one big one last week to spring Rocket.
That's a big dude.
Yeah. Hey, and Beamer climbed a tree for him. I still say it. I know we've got some stuff to replace on defense. I still say, though, that Rocket is going to be the hardest person to replace on our team this offseason.
Yeah, I don't think we replace Rocket. Oscar Adway's looked good in moments this year. Juju's undersized, more of a scat back. You don't replace a senior like Rocket with all the SEC experience and all the stuff that he brings to the table. You can't. I think next year it's going to be more reliant on younger wide receivers that have kind of made their way up, as opposed to leaning as heavy in the run game. But I think also going to be great for us when you mix in LS16 Superman. That gives us good looks. But DeLavon Campbell came out of nowhere, had the two biggest catches last night. His catch in the fourth quarter on the game-winning drive also registered. And then there's a shake, and it's literally his catch, and then the touchdown by Rocket Sanders. But I think he's going to be good for us. Nick Harbor. If Nick Harbor's been going to wide receiver school for the past year and a half, he's finally graduated. He has taken off his hand, and now routes look better. You saw flashes of speed.
Oh, you good. Keep talking.
But I think Nick Harbor's coming around. And the all freshman. So our I believe we're going to have a better receiver core next year, but I don't see how we can replace the Rocket Sanders productivity.
Right on. Hey, well, yeah, I'm losing signal there with you a little bit. Hey, Askew though, thank you for jumping on. I'm gonna see what's up with this little guy. Go Gamecocks though. Great conversation. We will be back in touch very soon, my friend. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've got a little guy that came. Oh, there's mommy. That's all right. Hey, it's real life here at Southern Fried Sports. Let me get a couple of comments in. Brian, he said that was funny. He thinks Clemson is going to be favored by 2.5. I think the line has come out already. I think it's 4.5. Yeah, Clemson with a 58% win expectancy according to K Ford ratings. And so, y'all, that was Josh Eskew, though. Had a great time having him on. Y'all give me just one moment. We're going to jump out of here. We're going to take a 30-second break. We're going to reset. We'll be right back. All right, we back. Southern Fried Sports. Southern Fried gentlemen. Thank you for asking, jumping on. Sorry about those technical difficulties. Who is the best team in the NFL right now, y'all? Like, for real. We just saw the Chiefs go down yesterday. We see Detroit doing crazy things. First one to overcome 5 interceptions and a 15-point deficit last week. Only to be the first one to outgain their opponents by 475 yards the next week. And they've got Sonic and Knuckles. And y'all just saw Knuckles, my little boy. My youngest, he's Knuckles. The older one, Sonic. We all Lions fam around here. They are doing big, big things, though, for sure, for the Detroit Lions. And then Brian, hey, sorry I didn't get to many of your comments. Thank you for being here. Brian says he's a Clemson fan, and he thinks that USC will beat them by 10. YKB. You No ball, sir. But I am on to NFL football. Don't forget GreenvilleSportsMedia.com, TheFurmanJoust.com, The Fresh Channel. Everything you need to know. Bottom of the screen. And if you can't get there, just ask. I'll get you there. If you got things to do, I'm the guy. Call me. We'll get things done. Amen. Amen. Anyways, how about this NFL football? I was just talking about the Lions. The Pittsburgh Steelers made me sick yesterday. That defense, looked ridiculous. Pittsburgh's defense against Lamar and Derrick Henry looked absolutely impenetrable. You could not penetrate that defense. It was so good. Like, wow. Pittsburgh's defense had me sick to my stomach. And then, of course, I had mentioned the Houston and Cowboys matchup going on currently. I got big things going on this game. I need Nico Collins. I need Mixon. I need the Houston Texans defense to come up big. Go fantasy football. How about the 49ers? They are not Super Bowl contenders. The Chiefs, of course, are. Finally lost their first game yesterday. And the Buffalo Bills are acting like they won the Super Bowl. Like, hey, chill, bro. Y'all been beating the Chiefs in the regular season. You got to beat them in the playoffs. Talking about playoffs. Playoffs. Yeah, you got to beat them in the playoffs, Buffalo. Y'all ended their winning streak. Woo. So annoying. You ain't won nothing yet. Keep it up. Finish the season. And we'll see how the playoffs shake out. Buffalo Bills. How about, the Giants? Yo, did y'all see this? My man lost his job on his day off. Y'all remember that from the movie Friday, right? How you gonna get fired on your day off? The Giants fired Daniel Jones on his day off, on his bye week. They are going with Tommy DeVito. He's a character. I don't know if y'all saw the Tommy DeVito thing last year, but he is quite the character with quite the agent. But yeah, Daniel Jones got fired on his day off. On his week off. However you want to call it. Bro. They started calling, so his nickname is Danny Dimes. There's a lot of people started calling him Danny Pennies because he got benched. I prefer Danny Nichols. Let's only cut him in half, all right? Because y'all the ones paid him $40 million for this nonsense. You did it to yourself, New York Giants. So anyways, let me get you guys back to Texans and Cowboys. We've got South Carolina high school football kicked up. I will get you guys score updates this week. Maybe I'll get Cole Bryson on here to give some high school projections. Again, shout out to Cole. Shout out to SQ. I mentioned fantasy football a while ago. Y'all can't never listen to nothing I ever say ever again. Because I left Taysom Hill on my bench with 40 points this week. Yes, 40 points. And he was on my bench. Hopefully, I still might win. Thanks to the Texans and Joe Mixon and Nico Collins. We've got the NBA. How about the Cavaliers off to one of the best starts in NBA history? 15-0, y'all. 15-0. And then meanwhile, the Bucks, man, they're ready to blow it up with Doc Rivers and Giannis Antetokounmpo. They were 30-13 when they hired Doc Rivers. And it's been a train wreck ever since. Wow. Wow. We will get into more NBA and NHL talk as football season winds down. As for now, y'all, I think I asked you all the questions I wanted to ask. Boom or bang? Dimes or pennies or nickels? Lions, Tigers, Bears. As for now, y'all be blessed. Not stressed. Don't forget W energy drinks and all that fun jazz. But y'all be blessed, not stressed. Be kind to one another, dang it. We'll see y'all very soon with special guests coming up for the Clemson and Gamecock week. Y'all make sure to stay tuned. Bye-bye.